Hey ladies, today I want to talk to you about friendship and the different levels of friendship and where you stand in your friendship. So grab your coffee or your water or your Diet Coke or your tea, whatever you like, and sit down, get cozy, and let's have a little real life girl talk. All right. So I want to talk to you guys today about the three different types of friendships. I really believe that if we as women knew our role in the type of friendships that we have, our friendships would be so much better and prosper so much more and would just be so much more precious to us. Far too often we get in our feelings hurt or butt hurt or whatever you want to call it because we don't know our role in our friendships. We're expecting one thing, but in actuality, it's something else. So I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on this. I'm 42 years old. I've had all kinds of friendships, and I've really learned over the past couple years how God has these divine friendships and the different types of positioning that are in them. So, man, this is like the bazillionth time I filmed this. So, I should know this by heart now. All right, let's get to it. Just joking around. All right, so in any friendship, I really believe that you are either giving this in the friendship. You are the one who's being the friend. Or you're being a friend to them, they're being a friend to you, or it's equal. And so when you are in a friendship where you are being the friend to them, the dynamics are different. This is not your ride or die. This is not your BFF. And so in this type of relationship or friendship, you should be honored to be in this type of friendship. Why? Because you are in a leadership role. You're a mentor to this person. There is a reason why this person wanted to be friends with you. There's something about you that they admire. It might be the business that you run. It might be the ministry that you run. It might be your marriage. Maybe they admire your marriage. Maybe they admire the way you raise your kids. Maybe they admire the work you do. If you're a singer or whatever your trade is, maybe they admire that about you and they see that in you and that's attractive to them and they want to know about it. So when you're in the type of friendship where you're a friend to them, they're asking you questions a lot. They're basically taking. And the world wants us to think that this is like a selfish type friendship, but really it's not. Knowing your role in your friendships are so important. What an honor it is to be able to give advice, to speak life and truth into somebody who's going through something. What an honor it is to be able to stand beside somebody, to encourage them when they're down. Those are all such honorable things. But if you're in a friendship where you're a friend to them, they're not necessarily being a friend to you, they're not giving equal value back, and you're expecting it, then your feelings are going to get hurt. That's where insecurity, that's where, competing with, that's where gossip comes in, that's where hurt comes in, that's where Satan comes in. He wants you to gossip about that person. He wants your feelings to be hurt. He wants you to not prosper in that friendship. He wants to disrupt it. And so knowing your role is so important. You're not going to be upset that somebody is not being a friend back to you when you know that you're a leader to them. So that is so important and such an honor if that's the type of friendship that you're in. Another type of friendship is the other side of that friendship. That's when you're just receiving. You're receiving. Someone's being a friend to you. You're going through a hard season. They're encouraging you. They're empowering you. They're giving you great advice. They're coming alongside of you, walking beside you. Sometimes they're nudging you and pushing you into your purpose. But the key thing to remember, if you're in that, if you have a friend who does that for you and you're just taking, you need to honor them. It is such a blessing to have somebody who would take their time, their talent, what they, things, their tips, whatever it is that they're giving to you, they're actually sharing that with you. I mean, people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to people like Tony Robbins to get stuff like this. They pay people, business coaches or personal coaches or life coaches, so much money to get this value that this person is being a friend to you and giving you for free. So you want to make sure that in those friendships that you know your role, that you're not expecting anything but just to honor them, to honor that friendship, to bless them when you can, to tell them in words, thank you for investing in my life. Thank you for helping me get to this next level, and just continue to honor them. You never know when that friendship may turn to something that's an equal friendship. And then the third one is the equal friendship. This is your BFF, your ride or die, your home girl, your home chick, whatever, your sister girl, whatever you want to call it. This is the one where both sides are giving equal value. My ride or die chick is Sarah. You guys all know that. She has talked me off of ledges. She has encouraged me when I was down. Her and I have celebrated. We've had tough talks, we've had good talks, we've had inspirational talks. She's helped me financially. She has blessed me so much. And I try my hardest to make sure that I am pouring into her, that I am encouraging her. Almost every day I pick up my phone and I write something encouraging. I encourage and I empower her. I give her God's word and value, and I remind her that she is valued as well. It's equal playing ground. We are both contributing equal value to each other. Now, we all have different gifts. Sarah's extremely wise, like ridiculously wise, right? But at the same time, I'm extremely creative and business-minded. And so we can use our different gifts that God gives us, and we can mesh them together, and we can grow together, and we can push or encourage or whatever. We get to do that, and it's equal. Now, it's so important to know that you can't, the same friendship I have with Sarah, my ride or die, the equal value friendship, the things that I share in that friendship, I would never share in the friendships that I have where I'm mentoring people. Why? It's not because that person is less valuable. All of us are valuable. I am valuable. You are valuable. Just because you're in a role of leadership, let me keep it funky with you. You are not more valuable than the people that you are leading. In fact, a lot of times it's the reverse role. So let's just get that out there. You are not more valuable if you're in a friendship role as a leader, okay? You're not less valuable because you're the person who is receiving in the friendship. You are equally valuable, all right? But I would never, the things I would tell Sarah if I'm struggling with something, if my marriage is going through something, I wouldn't necessarily tell the person that I'm leading that, because I would not want it to derail them, distract them, give them false hope, discourage them. I would never do that. And if you don't know your role in your friendship, you might do something like that that will cause stress and fear or hurt, or it could end a friendship. You would never want to do that. So you want to make sure that in your friendships you know your role. I think that's so important. I think that Satan often tries to confuse us. Every friendship is a blessed friendship. Everybody deserves value. And of course, I got to read some of the word to you guys. This weekend, our service at church was on fire. It was literally a message for me. And so I think my pastor mentioned this, and it's perfect for this this video. It says in Romans 12:3, it says, "For I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith." Listen, we are all equal in God's eyes. He loves and cherishes us. He wants the best for us. And the great thing about that is that he gives us each gifts all different to encourage and give away to other people. I mean, how many people love Christmas and they love giving gifts? Well, we all have gifts. Like I mentioned before, I'm extremely creative and business-minded, and I love to encourage and empower Sarah, and I have all these great ideas, and I think outside of the box. But guess what? Sarah is the wisdom. She is my friend that comes alongside me and either says, yes, that's a great idea, let's do it, or no, that's probably not the smartest idea. She's amazing with money. Me, it comes in, goes out. Money comes in, goes out. And she's amazing with money. She's an amazing mama. You know, I already raised my son, but the things I see that she does with Gwen are just, you know, I wish I could go back in time sometimes. I mean, it's just so inspiring. She's standing for her marriage, you guys. And every time, every single time my husband and I get in an argument, I'm reminded of my friend who is at home standing for her marriage. And so none of us are more valuable or other. We all need to come together as one to love and respect each other. In verse 9, it says, let love be without hypocrisy. Cling to what is good. So, another tip. When you're in a leadership role, you cannot be judging that person. Let me just tell you, I've been in positions in not just friendships, but in ministry, in church, in business, where I am on the end of receiving. This is what my job is, or I've taken this as a servant, and I am judged. We cannot be judging people. God knows. Maybe you don't agree with what they're doing. Maybe you think, you know, they need to let that man go. That's what you think. Is that what God says? We need to continually be checking our spirit about the thoughts that we're having as we're leading people. Is it what God would say? Does God's word back it up? If it does not, then you know that that is from Satan. So, do not love, it says love without hypocrisy. Be kindly affectionate to one another with brotherly love, we'll say sisterly love, in honor, giving preference to one another. Make time for your friendships, no matter what stage it is. If you're if you're a friend to them, if they're a friend to you, or if it's an equal friendship, make time for your friendship. Invest in that. I think that's so important. I think we've lost that in our online community, right? We're just so distracted all the time. Make time. Schedule those appointments with your girlfriends. It is so refreshing.